All right. We are back for what episode is this now? Episode 3. We're doing our quarterly check-in here. We got Dynasty Daddies on today. We got Marty. We got Brendan McGrail, first time this year. Obviously, me, the host. But yeah, we're just gonna here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna look at Brennan's matchup against Brian here, and we'll look at each person's team. Kind of briefly, we'll do biggest surprise, biggest disappointment, and then some bold predictions, and then we'll be good to go. Should be a quick one. But yeah, let me pull up Brennan's matchup here. Any initial thoughts, Brennan? Any initial words to Brian or the league as a whole to kick us off here?
First off, pleasure to be on. Big
Welcome,
fan,
dude.
long time listener, first time caller. But no, my team is definitely in the rebuilding phase. I'm just shocked by the amount of hate my team gets. Like I did the averages at the beginning of the season. I think league wise, I average between like fourth and fifth place every year, and wins aren't up there. Last year I tanked. I'll admit, you guys know I'm tanking. Years ago when we did Yahoo, you guys banned draft, or you banned trading or draft pick trading because I was a tanker. I'll live and die by the tank. Uh,
That's how you got your only win.
Goddamn right. And I'll do it again. But no, I think
All right.
I definitely don't think I have a last place team. I think I'll finish like seventh, pretty much like right where I am. Miracle happen, maybe I could squeeze. Like if a miracle happens, I think Dylan would probably squeeze into the playoff position. But just the way like Matt's team's going, uh, Brian's team is going, which will lead into the next segment here. Just
Danny too, having a rough start.
well, Danny, Dylan, and myself. I think we all assumed we were going to be the bottom three. And that might be the case, but I don't think I'll be last. I would be shocked if I finished the season in last place. Like my team has explosiveness. It's not deep right now, but it definitely I can get up to like the 200s, like 180, 190, and I think that's
You're right
really all
there.
I need to do.
Yeah,
Uh,
183. Then you have another high scoring point this past week too. Or
He did, and he was
yeah,
projected to
last week I
finish
got
strong.
166.
Yeah,
But
defense got lit up.
yeah, and then Jake fucking Elliott. What the fuck is up with the Eagles? That's pissing me off.
Eagles suck, bro. That's just a known fact at this point. Worst, almost the worst kicker in the league right now, dude. Yeah, they can't move the ball efficiently.
Eagles went into the season thinking they were a number one team, not doing good. Hugo went into the season thinking he was a number one team, not doing that well either. Correlation? Possibly.
Oh, definitely. All right. Well, nice. I think you definitely are in the right direction now, Brian. We gave you a lot of shit last year and this year too, just because we haven't seen this team perform yet. This is a pretty fresh, new, young team. So, but last year, you definitely deserved all the shit for tanking. Like that just comes with the territory. We're gonna shit on you if you tank. No one likes tankers, um, especially when you can't put out a lineup that even puts up a lot of points. But now you're doing that, and that's what I like to see. I like to see it. I'm happy you got a win already. I thought you were gonna beat Marty last week. I was excited to watch that matchup. I was rooting for you to win.
Me too. But hey, as Sam Hinkie says, trust the process, Matt. If we got a tank,
Hey,
we got a tank.
if you end up winning a championship, then we'll stop ragging on you about it. But yeah, we'll go right into the big talk here for uh wait, when's Brian getting in here, guys?
Never.
Is he
Not. And the funny
joining?
thing is, this is like I don't even understand why this is a big talk because it's 2 week old matchup. Brian's a piece of shit, a coward, a coward. He didn't even come on. I honestly don't think we should even talk about it because his team's awful and it's to be expected. He texted me and he texted a few other people trying to trade Kelsey away for a first round pick.
Oh my God. Get the fuck
Insane.
out. Doesn't send those
And
trades
then
to me. I never get those.
immediately,
I don't get any Brian trade offers ever, dude. Brian has
well,
a
it's
thing against trading with me,
I
I
have the
guess.
top two tight ends in the league right now, like fantasy wise, with Goddard and Bowers, and he tried to sell me a tight end for a first round. And then immediately after that, he texted me, and I think he thought this would be private, but why would it, Brian?
No, it's
That
never, fantasy is never private. Any conversations we
his,
have about
that his
fantasy
team
is
is
gonna get
officially in
posted.
rebuild mode. And now with like Rashid out, he's gonna get like Kelsey's gonna get an uptick in fantasy points, and Brian's gonna have a little like moment of, oh my god, my team's actually really good team, but it's not gonna last.
No,
I,
it seems
I
like
think Brian finishes last this year. Honestly, he has a good shot of it. I think.
yeah, he's in trouble right now. I think Brian needs to make a trade, and I just his team. I mean, no one's gonna trade for Kelsey at this point. Maybe Dylan, but I don't think anyone is really gonna
No one's
buy it.
gonna
You'd have
do
to
it
be.
first.
I think that Kelsey like has had a disappointing start, but now he'll be doing better because they have no one else unless they sign a receiver
Yeah, but
at
even if
this
he has
point.
like a stellar year, how much longer is it gonna be viable?
Dude, they might sign Devonte Adams or somebody.
I think this is Kelsey's last year. To be honest.
Yeah, even if you do trade for him, you're trading to win now. That's the kind of person that would trade
Not
for
even, dude.
Kelsey at this
He's
point.
not putting that production forward right now to help you win now. Like
But,
it's not
now,
worth moving anything good. Maybe like move like a third or a fourth for him, but at this, like I think he's done after this year. I don't even think he helps someone win the league this year.
well, now they are going to be forcing the ball to him without Rashi.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, Xavier Worthy should get an uptick too.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited about, honestly. But
Yeah. But yeah, this is pretty much what I think Brian should be getting used to. This right here, this below 160. I think the days of him putting up 200 are probably pretty much over. Maybe like every once in a while. And then Brendan's trending the opposite way, so he's going up, getting better. Brian's getting worse. It's an interesting thing to see. Wish Brian would have came on and said his thoughts here too, but apparently he's too much of a coward to come on and face us until he has more wins later in the season, which I don't think Brian's ever come on this season if that's what he's waiting for.
And you know what? Like, you guys shit on me and my team. I'm here. I'm here.
You are here.
A lot of big talkers at the start of the season, and where are they? They're quiet, not even
I'm
to
here.
be heard.
We're here.
Yeah,
I've give you props.
you could pull Hugo, but then you'd be like quitting your own podcast.
yeah,
Nah, yeah, these they'll be on again, but all right. Do you want to do any more shit talking here, Brennan, or what are you thinking here?
the only last thing I'm going to say about
Brian's
Brian's
matchup?
I was gonna say the only thing I was gonna add about Brian's team now too is once Spy like he's kind of troubling. He's in trouble to like start a good lineup right now, and bye weeks are starting this week too, and it's only gonna get worse throughout the year. So if I'm Brian, I'm pretty nervous right now. He needs to make some sort of move, or does he have his own draft pick right now?
He has
I don't know.
3 first next year, so I don't think he's in a spot to rebuild, but he should be nervous. He might have to wear a dress.
Yeah,
That'd
I
be
guess
awesome.
he's got his own draft pick, so worst. I mean, if he does come in last place, he will have to wear a dress, but at least he does have the
I mean, he also has
and his
mine.
own.
Man, he has mine, and I'm probably gonna
Actually, yeah, he's got yours,
And
Danny's.
Danny's.
Yeah,
Might have the
he
first
could
3 picks of the draft next year.
It's
Yeah.
possible.
So I mean,
So.
things are looking up. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, honestly, thank God, because it will fucking maybe slow down Vince a little bit, but
Yeah,
it's
I feel
like
like that's
three
happening
first.
for a while.
Yeah, Vince
I
still
mean,
has
like,
3
the worst
first.
people in the leagues
Well,
are getting these fucking picks. I
we'll
mean,
talk
Vince is
I
fine.
don't want to
He's
get
done.
sad in this podcast yet. Let's wait to talk about Vince for last. He's
Yeah, no,
last
Vince
on the list.
Brian, Brian. It's like he's just gonna fucking he sends the most amount of messages in the league. He gets those top 3 picks, he won't stop.
Yeah. No, he better hope he has that AI service logged up by the draft because he's gonna need their help.
He definitely is.
You think he's still using it?
100%.
I would love if he could post his what is it, Fantasy Pros profile, see if it says subscription active right now or
I'm gonna
inactive.
text Jess. I'll have Jess like do snooping for me. And
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, do you ever see him on this website?
Yeah, tell her it's for content. We need more content. She'll do it. She'll appreciate that.
I think Brian might be cheating on you. Go through his
go to his Fantasy Pros profile, take a pic screenshot of it. Like someone's chat with him on there.
It's called
fucking-
Fantasy Pros, but it's really like an adult dating site.
Oh boy, we're getting Brian in trouble. All right, well, enough of that. We'll move on here. All right, so we're gonna just go from the bottom up here. Just gonna kind of quickly talk about everyone's teams here and biggest surprise, biggest disappointment. I think Danny's probably just disappointed overall this year, and I would be
Is
too,
he
honestly,
like?
at the
Did
start.
you guys talk to him before the league started? Because it's not like it's not his team. He inherited.
Yeah. No, he likes to look. We've been talking a lot about his trades because there are Alex's trades on his team and for his team, I guess. And I don't know. He gets frustrated with it. So especially right now where his team is like struggling. So
Yeah.
kind of
Alex,
sucks.
is there like I think Alex was like one of the main reasons why Vince has so many firsts.
Yes.
Him and Dylan, dude. Dylan gave him 3 firsts in like a year's period. He has look, and it was a
Hey,
Singletary trade, and then he traded 2 firsts for Miles Sanders.
Win now, Dylan won. So
That wasn't what helped Dylan win, but yeah. Danny did have some bright spots, I think, still at least to start this year, but just between injuries too, like Pacheco getting hurt, fucks him big time.
Yeah,
Keontae
especially
Mitchell still hasn't been
after
back.
trading away
Gary
A-Chain.
Terry though, I tried to get him from Alex so many times, and Alex would never trade him.
Terry McLaurin.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've been wanting him too for a while, but he's seems like he's finally got a great quarterback thrown to him and Daniel, so I think his value is pretty high right now. So Dave's probably excited to have him.
Plus he has his jersey,
His
so he's not
jersey.
gonna. Yeah, he's probably holding on to him.
I would say the biggest disappointment, if we're not counting Pacheco on Danny's team, is probably Rashad White. Number 32 running back. Like you think he's like a top 10 running back going into this year. I think he was RB4 last year, and he's 4 weeks in. He's only 32. Like that's pretty bad. And then it
Bucky
seems-
Irving, baby.
Yeah, and I was gonna say Bucky Irving is definitely emerged, and it seems like they're gonna just split backfield with them two now. Bucky Irving seems like the better back at this point, and at least for like long term. So and he's on Brennan's roster, so Brennan's pumped about that. Which you can hear. But yeah, that's my biggest disappointment on Danny's team. What about you guys?
For me, I guess if I'm him, I'm pretty disappointed in Javante because he just obviously traded for him. Kind of hoping that he would fill the A-Chain void a little bit better than what he has been so far. But RB40 as your 2 is going to be tough to win with.
Hey, but if he goes off last week, builds upon that. Not too shabby.
Yeah, we'll see. His running backs I thought were the strongest part of his team going into the year. It seems like it's just not the case. So now he's kind of scrambling now to put a good lineup together. He did last week though, so hopefully that continues in his matchup against. I think he's playing Jorge this week. So, what about you, Brandon? What would you say is the biggest disappointment for Danny?
I'd probably say White. Like honestly, like I still have like for a couple different reasons I have Irving still on my taxi squad, but I've been like considering taking him up, but I'm still like, oh shit, like I don't know if he's actually gonna take over the #1 spot. Cause I keep just I don't know, I keep expecting. I'm not sure what to expect, but he's been doing pretty well. Like he's been getting like more increased shares. But I didn't even think he'd really be a factor this year.
Yeah, he's on your taxi, you said, right?
Yeah, I think I might take him, like keep him on, just because.
I think you have to take him off if you want to try and compete. He's
Yeah, but if I make it, like if I make a trade, I mean, there's players I could like drop, but if I make a trade and if I take Brooks off of IR later in the season, then I'm gonna be tight for spaces. So it's like kind of just waiting to see. Like if he takes over like the RB1, I'm gonna take him off. But if they continue to like, share, he's staying there.
That's fair. All right.
Yeah. I guess if we just want to move on to like a positive note about Danny's team is that
Great wide receivers, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's got good receivers. It seems honestly Brock Purdy looks really good. I know he's not doing that great for fantasy, but he looks great. But Brian Thomas, I think, is a huge bright spot on Danny's team. You expect rookies to kind of have a slower start. He's already got a touchdown game, 2 out of 4 of the games that he's played so far.
17 catches, 275 total yards, two touchdowns, top 15 receiver as a rookie. So
Yeah.
nice.
Like I said, when you draft rookies, unless you're getting like some of the top dogs, you kind of expect a slower start. But he's definitely already a flex worthy player. So I think that's a win.
Jags are the best team in football too. So look at that.
I would say Mooney's a pretty big surprise, honestly. Like he's been kind of more involved than I was thinking he was going to be. He's only wide receiver 40, but he's in Danny's starting lineup. Somebody can start, and I didn't think that was going to be the case at all for the season, honestly. But so I think so.
What do you guys feel about the Falcons?
Not as good as I thought they'd be per usual. That's
Yeah.
I feel like that's a trend with the Falcons. They always seem like they're gonna be good on paper, and then the season starts, and it's not even like 70% of that, like what everyone thinks they're gonna be.
I just think, Kirk Cousins is. He's just
became-
older now, so he's just, I don't know. Their offense isn't clicking as well as we would hope. But
Dude, Minnesota's fucking lighting it up.
yeah, that's a surprise for sure.
Yeah, they
We'll
look like the best team in
save
the
that for fucking talking about Sam Darnold on somebody's team, whoever he's on.
league. But
Actually, I think it's on Hugo's team.
Yeah, dude, Sarthak. Like
Yeah, Steve dropped
I've
him.
never met more people from Minnesota till I moved to New York. But like my roommate's a huge Vikings fan, and like so are like a couple other of my close friends, and like Jesus Christ, this is wild. I mean, I don't think anything will happen, but
All right.
right.
Let's
Probably
get to
move
Brian's team here. Yep, we get some talking to do here about Brian's team.
Wait, why is Brian's team next?
Oh, because he's 9th place.
Oh, that's fucking how weird is that?
Yeah.
He gave himself 1 overall in the power.
Yeah,
rankings.
1.
That's fucking hilarious. Still, this is how delusional Brian is sometimes. I'll just kick us off. I think biggest disappointment. I mean, if we're not looking at, obviously McCaffrey's a big disappointment.
Probably
Looking
Kelsey.
active-
McCaffrey
Yeah.
might never come back to the NFL.
So here's what I'll say. Kick us off.
Dude,
Look, it's not sounding good, but he'll probably be back. But it just, I don't know.
What was it?
The
like,
news
is
is
it
scary.
Both
Tendonitis.
both legs? Is that like
Yeah, both legs. They said it's hurting him more. I think I forget which leg it is, but they said in one leg. But because he's been more dominant with the other leg, like he's been like using that one more for things. That one also has tendonitis. So it's like I think he's done. I don't think he's gonna have. If he comes back, I'd be very surprised this year. He might not even come back at all.
I have Mason in another league, and I've been loving it.
Yeah,
Mason is good.
But
he's been filling that void pretty well.
Brian's 3-headed monster: McCaffrey, Kelsey, and Tyreek Hill.
Oh my
Not
God!
so
Well,
scary
Tyreek
anymore,
Hill
dude.
actually might be the biggest disappointment on his team, but not
Maybe,
to.
That's what I was gonna pick for not looking at McCaffrey on his IR.
Yeah,
This is a guy that you draft thinking he's like the best receiver in the league. He's projected
top 5 at
he was
least.
the number 1 player in the league amongst his peers. And he's at wide receiver 26, like barely startable right now.
Yeah, because like Tua's brain is mush right now.
Yeah, he's gonna come back at week 8. So Brian's not gonna have a Tyreek Hill at full strength until.
Dude, he's gonna come back week
8,
8, and then the guy's gonna get another concussion like week 9.
Yeah, it's likely. Kelsey's been a disappointment.
I think Kelsey's gonna have some upticks though. Like even
He'll finish top 10 still.
Way
I don't know. I don't think he gets back in the top 5 again, dude. He looks slow. He just doesn't look like the normal Kelsey if he doesn't watch his games. And then now I think him and Taylor Swift broke up. Apparently, that's
wait.
I've heard that's the rumor was. Yeah, look at TMZ, dude. There's some.
You a big
She
TMZ
hasn't been
guy
to.
now?
Well, I was talking. I forget what I was talking about. With
Danny was. Danny
was like, had like all the inside scoop about it. So I was like,
Hey, I'm not judging. My grandmother, Nana's Glory. She I don't know if she still does, but when I was a kid, she'd get Star magazine subscriptions, and I would fucking read every goddamn issue.
T Swift is in it.
Well, no, I mean I don't think Taylor Swift was alive back then, but
Oh.
or even she was a nobody.
But yeah, so I don't know. Kelsey's. I mean, maybe the breakup will help him. Who knows? Because if that's the case, she hasn't been to a game in 3 weeks. Apparently, is what they were
Taylor
saying.
Swift missed Kelsey's game due to busy schedule security concerns, not because of romance woes. And this is page 6, a very reputable news source.
I like TMZ better.
Let's see. People.com.
That must be so annoying if
Anyone
you're
game
them.
doesn't need to come to all of my
That's-
games.
Biggest
She's
surprise might
busy.
be Lazard on
She's
Brian's
like
team.
the
That's not that
fucking
exciting,
biggest
but
fucking
Yeah,
superstar in the
dude.
world.
I would say Lazard has been actually like pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean,
minus
for a
18.
player that's not like you're not really expecting much from him. He's
No.
how many touchdowns? Yeah, he already has 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
yeah.
one of Rodgers', go-to guys.
Dude, yeah, he's been doing good. I mean, the Jets, I just fucking love like that they lost to the Broncos. But like
Yeah, that's amazing. Broncos D is good though.
I would say Baker. You got to talk about Baker too. Baker's
Yeah.
playing real well. Brian, you're right about top 10 quarterback. Quarterback 3 right now. Baker Mayfield. He's running. He's throwing. He's doing it all. And
he's just having
the
fun up
Bucks
there.
look good.
Having
Yeah, he's
fun up
having a
there, guys.
blast, dude. He's having a blast. But no, he looks great. And that ended up being a pretty good trade for Brian. I think I sold him to him for just a third.
Yeah,
That was like
that's a great trade.
Matt, what'd I give you? You got Russell Wilson off me for a third? That was a fucking awesome trade
Yeah,
for me.
I think I got Gino and a fourth for Russell and a third or something. I forget.
No, you gave me Gino. And then Gino ended up doing way
I
better.
have Gino.
Oh yeah, no, wait. Yeah, no, that is exactly what happened. You gave me, yeah.
Yeah, you have Russell Wilson, who's been irrelevant.
Like, dude, fucking Mahomes is like
He's
pissing
been
me off.
irrelevant like for what he normally does.
Every year I'm like, oh no, he's gonna be doing good. But I mean he's
I would say I was just keeping it on Brian's team here. I would say Caleb Williams is probably a pretty big disappointment too for someone he drafted in the first round this year. I don't think he's going to be legit, honestly. The whole line sucks too, but I don't know.
Brian also fucking like why does he draft the quarterback like every year? Pretty year.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. That was his sixth quarterback that he drafted Drake Mayer after that too. It was on his taxi.
We're just gonna start naming everyone on Brian's team as a disappointment at this point.
Did he
He's not
drafted
enough
Mac
to be
Jones,
higher,
right?
honestly.
Like he drafted Mac Jones and he thought like Mac Jones was gonna be. I mean, obviously a lot of people.
He drafted him like the
thought
second, I
right?
think, but
He will
for
forever
first,
be a
there's a lot of
backup
like
now.
good wide receiver talent there. But where Brian, if he's going to draft Jake May anyways, I would have just taken best receiver on the board at that point rather than Caleb Williams. But I don't know. Any more good positive things you want to say about Brian's team so far? QJ, he's been
Go to Little Davy. I mean the
Little Davy, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably his best player, honestly. Who the fuck is he? He on bye?
Joe Mixon is coming back this week, so maybe that will help him.
Yeah, RB9.
But also he's gonna have to do something.
Pretty consistent.
Joe Mixon, I'm looking at he's in his IR and he has to take him out.
Yeah, Joe Mixon. Yeah, he's hurt too. I forgot about that. Well, yeah, injuries.
Brian has Brian has like 3 quarterbacks, but they're all shitty quarterbacks. I don't know why he has that.
Dude, I couldn't tell you. I look at Brian's roster. I'm genuinely questioning why he gave himself one. All right, let's talk about Brian's team. It's enough about Brian's mediocre crap job here. Let's move on to brighter teams in the league here.
Teams that aren't going in the wrong direction, teams that are going the right direction is what I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think Brennan's, even though he's 1-3, I think he's definitely has some good things going on here. I think he's got a pretty good starting lineup at this point. I think he just beat Brian. Obviously, we were just looking at that matchup earlier. He almost beat Marty, so Marty's got a pretty good roster. Brendan could be 2-2 right now.
To be honest, like I can't compete. Like I don't think. No, I don't think. I know. Like I'm not competing this year, but I am like ranking me 10th. I thought was wild. Like Chase Brown. He was in my taxi squad all of last year. I think Chase Brown is up and coming. And then
like his yards per carry. Yeah, he's doing pretty good last 3 weeks.
Like, and then I'll have Brooks. I don't know how much Brooks is going to play this year, but like in the future, I'm hoping he's fucking is stellar. I think I have great wide receivers. Um, Great wide receivers. If Chase Brown is good and Brooks comes off, like it's gonna be a next year thing, I think. But like when he comes off IR, he's gonna be the Panthers like RB1. I think my receivers, running backs are good. I don't have depth. That's gonna be my issue moving forward. Is I think I have to get depth. But I think come next year, I will have an excellent starting lineup.
Yeah, I mean, even though like, yeah, I don't know, your bench is
Jalen
definitely
Wright, Jalen
lacking,
Wright,
but
I have such high hopes for that man. Like Hugo was trying to trade me for him like all like pre not preseason, but like after the draft before week one. I pray that like he gets traded away from Miami or that I don't pray for injuries, Vince. Don't get mad at me. But like I think Jalen Wright's gonna be fucking great one day.
Jalen Wright and Jalen Naylor, this guy.
No, no,
No,
Who?
for
Oh,
Miami.
Jalen Wright. Oh, okay, getting the wrong Jalen. Yeah, I don't know. A Chain's there though. A Chain's definitely
I know that's my
the guy.
like that's why
I think
no,
this is what you should be looking at. Bucky Irving.
no, Bucky, that's what I'm saying. Like Bucky Irving's well, dude, I have no idea. Like but like I'm just so scared of like a Pierce situation again. Like I still have Pierce on my roster. Like I don't think I can drop him, but like he had such a fucking great um first like rookie year and then just shit. And
Yeah, that's surprising.
like but like Irving's gonna stay on my taxi squad just for now, just because I don't think I can really compete this year. I'm not sure what's gonna happen in terms of like his split, like if they're gonna keep kind of doing like running back by committee or like 50-50 share. And if I take him off my taxi squad, it puts me in a tricky situation if I want to make a trade later on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want to compete, though, I think you take him off. But it definitely is. It's a committee. It's been and it's only been trending up. I guess like 31,
No,
35,
it has been like consistent. Like
42%.
he honestly he scores more points in my taxi squad than people on my bench do. So it's like it's
It's just like
like
it's
there's
a
wide
good
receivers like
expression.
Juwan Johnson. I could get rid of him probably, but like not probably. I could totally get rid of him. But it's just like tight ends are hard to come by, and like he sneakily does good. And I'm just kind of keeping him just to prevent other people from taking him if they get desperate later on.
Who is this you're talking
Hmm.
about?
The Saints tight end.
Oh, Johnson. Okay. Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
I
But no,
guess
honestly, all I gotta say about my team is I if I come in last place, then I'll fucking like eat my own words. But I was shocked that I was voted last. Like I last year, I thought I had a pretty great draft. I got fucking Reed in the draft last year. Like
yeah, Reed's been amazing.
my wide receivers are great.
Number 4 receiver.
Like
Shakir's been
my running backs are
good.
very promising. And then also Jacoby Myers getting off the pass was like the best thing that man fucking did.
And you might have the best tight ends in the league too, honestly.
I do. I have the number one. I mean, statistic
Goddard
like fantasy wise, top
and
one and
Bowers.
two. But also that's just like Goddard. Goddard goes off some games, and then I don't know. He's just inconsistent.
Touchdowns and
But like I do have,
yeah.
I have the top one and two in points so far.
I'd say your biggest disappointment
I've
is
literally
Mahomes,
been running
honestly.
a double tight. Mahomes is like 15th, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's a big
Um,
disappointment for Mahomes. You should be
that's
the best
not,
quarterback
dude.
in the
It's
league.
literally what he's like. I don't know why every year I'm like, oh my god. I mean, he's consistent. Like I guess it's not a bad thing to build around. Like it's not like I have a terrible quarterback, but he's not someone that like I'm expecting to go off. Like honestly, it's to the point where like where he does go off. The last like 2 years, like maybe 3 years, like if he goes off, I'm like, oh shit, I'm surprised. But like yeah, it's more of a consistency thing. He'll be the Chiefs quarterback for the next like at least five. I mean, how long is his contract? He'll 5 years, six like no, he signed a 10-year contract, didn't he?
Yeah, he's gonna be there until he's like 38 or something, I think.
like consistency for like I can bank on like a 20-point game typically. I mean, he hasn't really done that this season, but not the best quarterback, but dependable.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. But what else? I've got Mahomes a disappointment. What else would you guys say is a disappointment from Brendan? And then we can move on.
Well, I think
Judy?
obviously
Gary Judy, baby. Gary
uh,
fucking Judy.
Judy, he hasn't been that
He's
bad
doing he's
for
doing decent, but like I was so
Not
like
with you first though.
no.
I know I was so like I really didn't understand the value of him like 2 years ago when I did that, and I was just like, oh shit, like I was got so much hype, dude. Like fucking, I still have Mims on my taxi squad. Like, I, yeah, I don't know what to say about that one, fellas.
Yeah, I think just gotta get deeper. That's your biggest.
No idea. I think next year I'll have like a very competitive starting lineup. I have zero depth, and the depth is going to take me a bit to get. But I have 3 seconds next year. I don't have a first, but I think I can get depth with seconds.
Yeah, you got draft stock to figure it out. All right. We'll keep moving on here. I got my team, so I'll let you guys talk a little bit. I'll sit back.
What do you rank yourself, Matt?
I give myself 6.
Okay, well then you know what? Very fair.
That's all. I think that's the best I'll finish this year is 6. So I think that.
No, I applaud you for being introspective and being able to know when things need improvement, not denying the inevitable.
I'll be competing still. I think I'm 2-2 right now, surprisingly.
I think you can compete. I'm just saying, like, I guess I'm comparing you to like the Hugos and the Bryans of the league.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
not
think
delusional.
I mean for your lineup, Matt, I think you'll be fine going forward. You still have the depth to like plug in if bye weeks start coming. But it sucks. I mean, injuries have hit your team hard. They've been hitting a lot of people pretty hard, but I think losing your best receiver obviously it's gonna hurt a lot when you lose Puka.
He's out at least another month
Week
too.
1, so it's in week 1 he's done for the year. That just kind of sucks. Debo has already missed a game.
Hollywood was another guy I was
Um,
excited about.
T. Higgins missing already 2 games. Like just a lot of injuries happening to your team. So I think your team's getting better now. Just seems like a lot of the injuries are past now. So hopefully brighter days. I mean, you are still 2-2, so you outlive the injuries for the first couple of weeks there. So I haven't looked at your schedule or anything like that and who you got coming, but
Vince right now. I lost this week. It's already
yeah,
set in stone, guaranteed. But this is
yeah, Jaden Daniels, I think,
star.
is obviously, if you're going to talk about bright spots on your team, he's the quarterback 1 right now. And
did you start him? Have you started him yet?
Started him twice. In the 2 weeks I didn't start him, I lost and would have won if I started him. So I'm not making that mistake again.
So just got to keep rolling with him.
Yep.
But yeah, no, he's
What
he's
pick
sick.
did you get him?
201, I think. So
It was
at the
a trade
time I was
that we had.
like,
It was your pick. I
yeah.
traded you Brian Robinson, a third and a fourth for your second. But
Dude,
think
I
it
was
worked out
like
well
the
for you
Brian
too.
Robinson trade. I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, kind of worked out for both of you guys,
But
honestly.
top 15 running back. And Eckler's hurt, so it's only gonna help him.
Well, yeah. I would say your biggest disappointment.
Honestly, you have a lot of players that have been
You have a lot of
disappointing right
DeAndre
now.
Swift. I like
Bro.
The Bears'
maybe,
offense has just been disappointing.
maybe the
dude.
Bears.
7
I mean,
points.
maybe the
I'd bench
Bears
him. 33
last
points.
week. Maybe that was like a turning point, like last week.
Hopefully.
But DeAndre like Swift definitely. I would say your biggest disappointment. T. Higgins, maybe. I mean, last week he did decent, but like the week before, he's dropping passes left and right.
Dude, look at Keenan Allen, dude. That's another.
Yeah, he's still getting 10 targets. I like that.
Keenan Allen really hasn't done anything as a Bear.
Yeah, he's been a huge disappointment.
Yeah, but that's just like the Bears. Like
Bears in general.
Yeah, all these players are new to the team, so maybe just a little more time and things will start
You see this
clicking.
shit too?
But
Ramondre Stevenson could lose starting job because he keeps fumbling. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I think he's fumbled in every game so far. Yeah, he has.
He has 4 fumbles. But I have Gibson who's there at start, but it's still just like
Dude, I did not
I'd
even
rather
know
just
you were
not have to
sharing your
worry about
screen.
it. Oh yeah,
Well,
that's sharing my screen.
no, I've been like, yeah, there's tabs. Yeah, oops. Could lose starting gig.
Yeah, but just disappointed. I think Randall Robinson's another big surprise for me. I can start him, and I didn't expect him to be a starter for me at least
Yeah.
so quickly. So like he's just had 17, 20. Like he's going in the right direction.
Honestly, the Giants' receiving game has actually been pretty decent. Robinson's doing all right, and Neighbors he might be the best receiver in the league right now.
Dude, I have Neighbors in
He
my other
is.
league. I love it.
I
Like,
think he's number 1.
Neighbors is number 1 overall in fantasy.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
he's good.
I play Youngway. Yeah, Devo's been disappointing too. Just hurt, just per usual.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll move on here.
That's part of the reason why I traded him, dude. He just has a hard time staying on the field. But they use him a lot. So
yeah. We got Dylan's team. Good old Dylan, Dr. Chisholm. Yeah, Dylan's he's right now he's in a playoff spot right now, so that's better than I would have thought he would have been at this point in the year. So I think he's been pretty healthy for the most part, aside from Tua. I mean, he traded for Hawkinson when he was hurt. So
Yo, Chuba, stellar.
Chuba Hubbard, yeah, dude, that's definitely probably his biggest surprise or most, minus week 1 here, but like past 3 weeks has been pretty nasty.
yeah, you think that because the Panthers are shitty, especially with Bryce Young at the quarterback, that the run game is gonna suck, but Chuba has been pretty solid.
Yeah. I'd say Zay Flowers has been kind of a disappointment. Look at his numbers. Like at the last 2 weeks
Yeah.
have been pretty bad.
When I
You
like
get
when
a
I was
little worried
watching
about that.
Zay in week 1, I was impressed. Just I feel like look at 10 targets, 11 targets. Like he was
Dude,
just
I think Dylan has a
going
good
to them a
team.
lot,
Like,
but
I will not be shocked if Dylan makes the playoffs. He doesn't have depth really, but like
that's why
his
he's
starting lineup is like,
Oh, Godwin's number 5 receiver too. That's wild.
dude, Godwin's doing nasty.
he had a nasty catch too.
The Bucks in
The
general.
last
The Bucks
game.
passing game has just been amazing. So
I will not be like, it wouldn't shock me if Dylan makes the playoffs. That's all I'll say.
It would
it
it
wouldn't
would shock me.
either.
It would
wouldn't
shock
sho-
me,
It wouldn't
honestly.
shock me if he was in the fight to make playoffs at least. He's gonna
Dude,
be
there's
a game off or
six
two.
teams
if
make
anything.
it.
Yeah, I think he's starting now though. Like he's 2-2
I
right
think the,
now.
the biggest issue. Yeah, I mean that's a
Bye
great
weeks,
team.
yes, but look at his bench, dude.
I know
When-
the depth is gonna hurt him, and the same way it's gonna hurt like me and Danny. But hey, any given Sunday, Marty.
I don't know. I think the top 6 teams have a lot of players that they can plug into their lineup
Let me
and be
ask you
all right.
this: going into the season, would you think that this would be the way the standings are? No,
We're only 4
for the
weeks
most
in.
part.
no,
For
I
the most part,
understand.
If
It's a long season. I don't think
It's a long season. All I'm saying is like,
I would say the only surprise, I didn't think Brian was going to fall as quickly as he is right now, but I think this is right about what I would expect for the most part.
Yeah, the top 5 are pretty much the top 5 that were ranked. Like, can you slide a team
Yeah.
down or two, and then the bottom 6 are the bottom 6, or the bottom 5 are the bottom 5 rather.
I think the bottom teams are going. This is like with the bye week starting. This is where things are really gonna. This is where people are really gonna show their true colors. And I think the people like Dylan. I think to your guys' point, I think Dylan's starting lineup is good, and very competitive. But when bye weeks start coming, I think he's gonna be having trouble.
maybe I should have pulled Brian then and only agreed to come on like
But
after like three bye week games, and then I would decide if I'm coming on.
to be fair,
Riding the high.
I'll say that.
I feel like
I wanna see
Dylan's
people on.
and Dylan, he also has assets to trade right now. So I feel like in 3 weeks, I don't know, he'll probably have more players or less players or something. I feel like something's going to change. So I don't know.
Just for you,
He
bro.
he trades every a couple of weeks, dude. So I'm assuming there's one in the
Or
works
just
right
a
now.
fucking straight horny man.
He's horny. He's a horny bastard. That little
Jesus
guy's
Christ.
horny.
Maybe try women, dude. Jesus.
Get it all out. Little woman, save her for or leave us alone. No,
Or
he's. I didn't realize how many picks he got next year. For some reason, I thought he didn't have a lot of picks, but he's got like
Just a lot of fourths.
was first, second, third, bunch of
Yeah.
fourths, fifth. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got stock, so he's got. If this year just sucks for him, at least he can look forward to the draft next year and try to get some diamonds
Like I
there.
said, dude, he never keeps his first. He's gonna
Oh, yeah,
trade.
that first
He's
is gonna end up on Vince's team. I already can see it. He's gonna fucking take the bait or some fucking swindling trade Vince does with them.
Yeah, like what does Vince
Devonta
like
Smith
they
or
do
something.
they are they splitting winnings? Like what is Vince telling this man that he just keeps giving him all like I made
Dude, look at this
one
trade.
of the I made the dumb I traded two first, made a dumb trade, slapped myself on the
This
wrist,
fucking
not doing
trade,
that
dude.
again. Dylan just likes the pain.
This is how Vince got one of his top 3 picks last year. Or yeah. Singletary, the 49ers defense, a second and a fourth for Packers D, a third and a first. I don't know.
That one worked out swimmingly.
Yeah, good job, I guess. What the hell?
Hey, well, go to
Sanders.
Singletary though. Singletary's actually having a pretty decent year.
He's having an okay year. He's got 24 points or 24.
It's just wild because literally Vince is like, I mean, people in this league are hard to trade with, but Vince literally sends me the shittiest trades. So then I'm like, what is Dylan like? What is he sending Dylan like to entice him to accept these trades? And again, I don't like. Hey, it's your
Dylan
team.
sent Vince 2 firsts for Miles Sanders, and Vince obviously is going to accept that.
Yeah,
That's a pretty aggressive fucking nickname for Bryce
fucking
Young.
Gross
Dude.
ass fucking trade, dude.
Yeah,
Jesus.
that will
Was
go
it
down
like-
in the history books as one of the worst trades ever made in the league.
honestly, Dylan. I was actually pretty happy when you did that because it made me be like, wow, I'm not the worst. I didn't make the worst trade. In the league. So thank you, honestly, for that. But Jesus.
Yeah. Any last thoughts about Dylan's team here? Biggest
Again, as much as
biggest
it sounds like I might have been shitting on him, Dylan, I think out of the bottom tier teams, you have the best shot at making the playoffs.
Yeah, I think you still have a chance to make the playoffs, Dylan. And I think that you'll probably end up making a trade and making some moves here too to put you in a better position if you want to actually push this
how many
year.
firsts
So
does he have left? Oh,
He
you
has
can
a
only
got
first
one.
next year.
One trade, man. You got one first left this year.
I could see it going either way. I feel like Dylan is kind of holding out. He's going to see if his team has a chance to make the playoffs, and if he does, maybe he makes a trade to help him. But if his team starts losing games in these bye weeks, I feel like he is going to sell something to try and get more draft picks. But who knows? Who knows with this man?
That's a fair assessment. All right, we'll move on. Next up we got Jorge. Good old Georgie. Yeah, Jorge's been underperforming, I think, a little bit. I didn't expect him to be 5th.
No.
I
Yeah.
expected him to be more like top 3. But still, the team's still stacked.
I feel like he's had a pretty tough schedule too.
Who's he played?
He's played me. I think he's played Vince. Yep. Although he beat Vince. He's the only one to beat Vince. So
Yeah, he beat Vince, yeah.
Yeah, he played me and I beat him. And then he played Steve. And he beat Steve, actually. That's a tough matchup.
He actually got 219 that week. Yeah, so he's had some really good weeks and he's had some bad weeks. So
Yeah.
last week I was lucky
There
to get
she
him on his
goes.
bad week. But
Yeah. I think that he's probably moving on to an easier schedule. He hasn't played Brendan,
yeah,
Dylan, or Brian, or Danny. So
Hey, asshole.
I'm just saying, it just no offense to anyone else, but obviously
I mean, that's totally
Vince, Steve, and I would say we are in the top 3. So as of right now. So yeah, I think better days are to come for Jorge. But to your point, yeah, he has had some lower scoring weeks.
I'd say Laporte is probably my biggest disappointment for him. That's the guy who was tight end 1 last year, and he's tight end 15, which really isn't saying much at all. We've been watching. Tight ends aren't doing shit this year in general. So if he's not even in the top 10, it's
Yeah,
really disappointing.
I've like even like in redraft leagues, like Laporta's ADP is like was absurdly high. Like obviously like tight end 1. So just being the, what is he? Tight end 15. That's a pretty steep drop for him.
Jair
Um
White's been kind of disappointing too. Everyone thought he was going to be like a sleeper running back or kind of emerge as the one. And RB54 is pretty bad. Dude's averaging less than 3 yards a carry, pretty much. Not good.
yeah, Etienne too. I think Etienne was the running back 1 last year, or top at
Yeah,
least top 3, and now he's
he's top.
26.
I think he's
He's
3 or 2 or
still
something.
doing all right, but obviously just not like his last year performance so far.
Yeah, he's not getting like 12 touches, 13, 11, 11. Like he's not even getting 20 touches a game,
I would say
including catches.
the biggest loss just for my perspective for Jorge is kind of Michael Pittman right now too, because Michael Pittman last year was like the definition of consistency. He was literally putting up 20 points. Like that was his floor last year, basically. Just very, very consistent player. And
I
now,
agree, but I think that's just the Colts. Honestly, I think and I have Josh Downs. Like I think for like fantasy owners, Flacco is our fucking best option. Like if Flacco plays, then maybe things will fucking change. But
well, if
Yeah, the
Flacco's
passing game
playing
big
the
time.
passing, he just throws the ball a shitload. So the receivers are gonna get more catches, more targets.
I mean, look at last week alone. Fucking, what do you get? Like 6 passes, 113 yards.
Yeah, so maybe that's, but I mean, Richardson's gonna come back though. He's actually, I think Richardson might honestly play this week.
Yeah, these his big three are gonna carry him though. Jefferson, Chase, Allen, they've all been still pretty good. Chase's that thing has been underperforming, but his flex position is definitely lacking and his running back. So I don't think this will be true for the rest of the year, but that's just what it's been. That's just been the case so far. He doesn't have a top 20 running back right now,
Yeah,
and then tight end's been weaker
I'll
than
say,
he
yeah,
probably
Josh
used to.
Jacobs has honestly been kind of disappointing too because we start the year, with AJ Dillon going down, we just figured that their workload was going to be massive for Josh Jacobs, and it has been, but I don't know. 32 attempts, and he only got 21 yards in week 2. That's kind of wild. Or sorry, 21 points.
Yeah, no catches. That's why catches are really the secret in this league. It's how you get like over 30. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to see like a biggest surprise maybe Justin Fields. I know he hasn't really been starting him, but Justin Fields is looking pretty good as a Steelers starter. They're 3-1, and last week he just
I
had
feel
a
so bad
35
for
point
Russell
game.
Wilson. I actually don't feel bad for the guy, but like it's just hilarious. Like especially just how big his contract is to be a backup quarterback.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
when we were saying Jorge's biggest weakness going into this year was his quarterback situation, and he's pretty much resolved it. He
Dude,
didn't have
Josh
to, probably didn't
Allen. I mean, I
make this
get
trade.
guess if he went out or went on a bye, but like fucking Christ, I would love to have Josh Allen.
Oh yeah, he'll probably never have to bench him unless it's a bye week or injury. But like, yeah, he's got a pretty good quarterback situation now, I'd say,
On a bright
for,
side,
for
though, for
depth.
his team, dude, Justin Jefferson with frickin' Sammy D, dude, doesn't
Yeah,
seem like he's lost a step. That was kind of like a concern as soon as you hear that Sam Darnold is going to be the starter. I think some people are hitting the panic button, but that offense has been freaking
yeah,
clicking. And
hasn't been better.
Addison looked great too.
Have you guys listened to Bill Belichick's like coach podcast?
Not yet. I've
No.
been meaning to.
Oh yeah, like it, some of them are pretty interesting, but he said that like he's always heard good things about Sam Darnold. The only team that he ever heard like bad things were the Jets. But every other like team that he's talked about Sam Darnold has nothing but positive things to say.
Hmm.
Yeah, it seems like he's found his calling on the Vikings. So
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL too, like we just see like players really struggle with one team and then they move somewhere else and it's a much better fit and they
and
they
then
play a lot better. Yeah,
Baker
so like
Mayfield's a
Baker
shining example of
Mayfield,
that too.
yeah, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, obviously, and we're only 4 weeks
Mac
Gino,
in now,
Jones.
but
Gino
looks great.
Smith, Mac
Mac
Jones, get
Jones
the
is
fuck out of
done.
there. No, Gino on the Seahawks, he's been. That's like he emerged all of a sudden late in his career. Just
Yeah,
change the
so
scenario. Just gotta find the right team.
yeah, maybe that's the case here.
Yeah, I'd say it's a pretty good surprise for Jorge. Not to say that Jefferson wouldn't be performing well, but he's been
What do you have for
consistent.
picks?
Well, last year he was having kind of a rough year
Jorge,
because they were
Oh, he just has like standard picks.
first, he has his first and his
He doesn't
second
have a
next year.
third.
Fourth,
No, but he
fifth.
pretty much has all his picks. He has a great
Yeah.
team and he built this team without having to give up really to anything that would hurt his future.
Yeah, these are all players mostly that he drafted. Like he
Mm.
drafted Jefferson's a second round pick. Oh no, never mind. Vince drafted him
Maybe
and
I'll
traded
see
him
you
to
on your
him.
bachelor party in New York City. Who knows?
Yeah,
That was
definitely
actually a
trade that
great trade for
Vince
Jorge,
lost.
dude. Holy
Yeah.
shit, dude.
I'll trade.
That's
Josh
it right there.
Allen, Justin Jefferson, a second and a third for Garoppolo and Devontae Adams, dude. That's a fucking win and a half.
Did
That
Vince
was-
just do that?
Because he
Dude,
wanted,
for
well,
love?
He
that's,
wanted Devontae.
yeah, he wanted Devontae. And at the time, Devontae
This
was
was before Jefferson even took a.
Dude, Devontae, I was
Never
reading. I
mind,
know
it's
you
late in
guys
the year.
like. All right, I think it was Marty. I don't know what team he said he was going to, but I've been reading him. He's gonna go to the Jets, if anything.
who? Devontae?
Well, that's off.
That's where
Like
he
the
wants to go.
Raiders don't want him, and he doesn't.
That
want
would
him.
be wild, honestly. That would be cool. But
I was reading. They want a second and some other shit, but
maybe he goes back to the Packers. I'm just kidding.
All right, let's talk about Steve's team here. This is taking longer than I thought, honestly.
sorry, Matt. Jesus.
No, that's fine. I'm fine with it. Just whatever. So we got Steve's team here next. Honestly, just looking at his starting lineup here, I'd say this is probably his biggest disappointment.
Garrett Wilson again, huh?
Biggest
Yep.
disappointment.
I mean, take your pick. It's Garrett Wilson or Kyle Pitts, I would say. Kyle Pitts still just like what the fuck.
0. Yeah, that's a
0 points
brutal.
last week is terrible, dude. That's
I would
terrible
honestly
about
say Robinson is the biggest disappointment. Like,
that. Bijan?
yeah, dude, that the Falcons do not utilize this man. It's mind blowing that they drafted so high for him, and that they just refuse to like
Yeah.
play him.
11 touches last week. That's all he got. Four
It's
catches.
absolutely
7 rushes.
insane.
I don't get that. He should be getting at least 20 carries a game, at least. He's not even getting.
Dude, he's
close to that.
he's like one of the best in the league, and they just don't fucking use him. It's like, why did you take him like first, and then you do that shit?
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll end up still being like a top 10 running back. Just like the last couple of weeks have been slow for him. But
Yeah, they've also had
I
some
don't get
pretty
it.
tough matchups too. They versus Pittsburgh, Philly, and then Kansas City, which is a negative game script, and then
Those top might be like 4 top, like I don't know, 6 or 7 defenses, honestly. So that's true.
yeah.
Pittsburgh, Philly, Kansas City, New Orleans. Those are all pretty good defenses. That's true. Yeah, I mean, hopefully, matchup based going forward here.
Yeah, better days I think are probably coming. Although Tampa Bay is next, dude, and they're freaking
that's a tough 5 game
another-
in a row for the Falcons, honestly.
yeah.
I think
But then-
Steve's in an interesting position because he has like 0 draft picks this year, and his team's, in my opinion, Steve, very like average.
Oh, dude,
Like,
careful what you say, dude. Careful what you say.
Those are fighting words, dude. He's gonna
No,
go after you in the chat
like,
now, dude.
you
Just
have
wait,
a,
dude.
like, I think your team right now, you could. I mean, hey, you could win. Like, you just need like a.
Derrick
You need to
Henry's
make
a
the playoffs.
beast.
All you need to do is make the playoffs, and your team will definitely make the playoffs. But yeah, no. Do you have what? Do you have a 4th and 5th this year?
That's it. Yeah.
And then
Hold on,
2026.
He has a lot of picks in the next. He's at least 4 picks in the next 2 years. So he's
Yeah.
banking on these players here for the next couple of years. Which I think he's got a good roster. He just
I don't
traded for
think he
J.K.
has a bad team at
Dobbins
all.
too, who's kind of been a surprise this year. I mean, Steve traded for him after he had these 2 games, so maybe a bit of a disappointment on that side. But good,
Yeah,
he's
too.
the
But
2
yeah,
games he started for.
same thing. Yeah,
This team
those
could
are
win. It's
tough
just like
matchups.
if like, and I feel like it's typically like the teams that go. I mean, not typically. I don't know. Like, but I feel like the teams that like skid into the playoffs. That's how isn't that how Dylan won? Like skidding.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
I think
and
Dylan-
Steve, I
Dylan
think
won
Steve's
as the
gonna
6th
comfortably
seed, I
make the
think.
playoffs. I think like Steve. I don't.
So did Vince.
I don't think Steve's gonna have any issues making the playoffs, and really that's all you ask for, because then who the fuck knows what's gonna happen? Especially like the stud players on the better teams, they might not play him as much.
Oh, Christian Watson, what another fucking disappointment, dude.
Yeah, he's
I
definitely
heard
been disappointing.
I heard,
Second round pick.
oh, I guess when he first got hurt, I thought he was going I heard didn't he get carted off the field? So I thought it was gonna be something pretty bad, but not on IR.
It's
I
high
guess that's
ankle
good
sprain,
news.
so he's
Yeah.
probably out for at least 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah, I think he's been disappointed too. Will Levis probably is done now. Like that's another disappointment. It's not that he's like banking on Will Levis or anything, but it's just like he might be done, at least on the Titans. You guys see the memes of him on getting benched this weekend? They're pretty funny.
No,
He's
No.
like almost like on the verge of tears on one of the memes. It's pretty funny. I think he realizes he's done.
wait, was he actually crying or
I didn't see the
on the
video. I
verge
just
of
saw the
tears, or is it
picture.
like a meme that's making it look like that?
He's looked pretty distraught in the picture. I'll say that. You can probably look it up, but actually, let's see. I'll look it up right now.
Well, bright spot for Steve too, Deontay Johnson with frickin' Andy Dalton. Seems like it's actually fucking working out, dude. 2 great games back to back with Andy Dalton. 14 targets and 13 targets for Deontay. That's pretty nice. Bryce Young is just done, dude.
I can't find it. Oh, whatever. Saw it earlier on Instagram. But yeah, I think with Steve sitting at fourth right now, so he's still fine. Like even for like his disappointments, he's still in the top four, and Trevor Lawrence has been kind of disappointing.
Yeah, yeah.
But this Derrick Henry, number 3, that's been fucking huge. I think
Leading the league in rushing.
people thought like he'd be right on the Ravens, and that's definitely been the case. Like he's almost averaging 40 points the last 2 weeks here. So like that's if he can get that consistent, that's against 2 pretty good defenses. Dallas and Buffalo those are pretty good defenses, and then the next few matchups he has are pretty easy for the run game.
No, and I mean even like when we were talking about he doesn't have that many picks next year, like I think his team as is good to compete for the next like two years.
Yeah, he'll be fine next couple of years.
Like so he's in a good spot. Like like I'd be surprised, like I'd be shocked if he didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, same. Deontay Johnson's suddenly all in a better situation now with Dalton throwing to him. So yeah, he's definitely had a good year overall, I'd say. Even though he's 2-2, I'd still say he's the strongest 2-2 team. So but yeah, we'll move on here. We'll get closer to wrapping up here. Hugo's team, let's just skip this one.
Yeah.
Wait, why are we going to Hugo? I thought isn't he last? Isn't he the last team we'd cover, like first place?
Oh yeah, you're right, dude. I thought wasn't he a first?
He said he was coming in
once.
second.
Yeah, he did say he was finished second, but at the same time he was.
Wait, when did he say he's
first for a while?
That's what he said in his stats. He finished second.
Yeah,
No, he ranked himself number 2 and threw what I fit about it.
He ranked himself number 2 to try to be humble, and then like it's just bewildering. Like he averages barely making the playoffs every fucking year. Every year, if I go on my phone, I send this to him every year at like September 4th. It's almost like automatic. I get a text from him being like, "Dude, you need to change your lineup. Do you need me to help with your lineup?" And every year I fucking beat this kid. Other than last year, like it's just bewildering the lack of common sense Hugo has, or not common sense, the lack of
self-awareness.
Self-awareness that this man has. And like I almost respect it because I wish I could live life so ignorantly. Like the sunshine and roses every day.
It's a special trait Hugo has that no one else has.
And you have a tough matchup.
No shame in that kid.
So
yeah, we'll look at Hugo's team here. I'll just get this over with. Yeah, Sam Darnold's
probably. I will say, just to switch things up. And this isn't shitting on him. I would say biggest surprise, Sammy Darnold.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say that. Me and him had a bet. I thought he was gonna get benched before week 5, so he got $50 off me, and Sam Darnold's in his starting lineup now. So, joke's on me. I'm an idiot. Who would have thought that Sam Darnold though would be a number 4 fucking fantasy quarterback?
Dude, Hugo would have. Dude, Hugo predicted this from the start. Obviously.
I mean, it definitely was a stretch for me to say benched it before week 5, but Was it? I don't think it was, to be honest. But like at the same time, like, am I surprised
What were
he's
their
doing
options?
well? A little
They
bit.
gotta be like
They just have good weapons. But he hasn't made a
Yeah.
lot of mistakes. He's only, I mean, actually, he has 3 interceptions, so I don't know. But still, he's leading their team to wins. And are they 4-0?
yeah, they
Yeah.
are.
They're the
They
best team
are
in the league right now. I
indeed. They
think
are indeed.
it's crazy to me.
Fucking shellacked the Packers, dude. And that was a big game.
Let's look
Yeah,
at this. This is
that's a tough division.
Hugo's golden boy here. He fucking has been so high on.
Hey,
Tank
China,
Dell.
Yeah,
Oh,
The
definitely.
worst out of the
yeah.
big 3 on that team. Number 74 is terrible.
Yeah, he is the wide receiver 3 on that team. So it's just Diggs going there was probably the worst thing for Hugo because now
He's been good.
he lost his second role and Diggs is getting touchdowns and kind of sucks. That matchup is going this week too. Diggs against St. Dell. Me and Hugo. So
Yeah,
hopefully Diggs solidifies that he is better for our matchup.
Hugo's hurting on injuries, that's for sure. He definitely has got the injury bug, just like me. Cooper Kupp out, Rashi Rice out,
AJ Brown out.
AJ Brown out.
I think
So,
losing Rashi Rice is just a huge blow to Hugo. I know it, like, you know, he's got a lot of depth, and we've been talking about his depth. But losing Rashi Rice before last week, he was the wide receiver one top 3 at least 1, 2, or 2, and then unfortunately tears his ACL, done for the season. So
well, he hasn't had an MRI yet, right?
I think
let's see.
I don't think he has. I mean, he was like instantly fucking
So it's more optimistic tone for me. But like it's been several days
but
already.
he's
Wouldn't they
like
know
he's
by now?
fucked. He's fucked. But like I'm not gonna lie, like
Hey, went to
I'm
SMU.
surprised. I'm looking at the chat like that entire like after it happened, and I was so surprised Hugo was like crickets from him, but I forgot he's in El Salvador. But I loved that he did not know that it happened until like hours after.
yeah,
Yeah. Fucking somewhere else in the world,
it
just away from
sucks.
his
Yeah,
phone.
he's a great player. It sucks to see. Hopefully it isn't a tear or whatever, and he can come back for Hugo. But
It's just so fun. I mean,
this didn't
I don't
look
know what you
good.
would say as Mahomes, but Mahomes just like too bad, man. Like he
Yeah.
threw a pick and then fucked up with his top receiver.
No, there's big. I'd say there's a win on Hugo's team, Jameson Williams. He traded Jalen Warren to Vince for him, and Jalen Warren's been pretty irrelevant. And Jamo's close to being a top 15 receiver right now. So I think it's a pretty bright spot in his team. Amongst all these injuries that are fucking him over, at least he's got players he can.
I think we
plug in.
gotta also talk
That
about
might be
Mark
one
Andrews,
of the
dude.
biggest
Mark
disappointments
Andrews has
ever.
got to be the biggest disappointment on his team right now, or at least
We're gonna talk
as
about
far
him.
as far as like someone that you would expect to start right now or every single week, pretty much. You
Look at his
pretty
snap
much
count.
can't really start him.
Last
Likely
2
just
weeks, 33%,
likely
46%.
looks
Dude, I
way
think
better, dude. So it's
Ayuk
just
has to be the biggest disappointment on his team, in my opinion.
He's got a lot of disappointments, honestly. He
Yeah.
really does.
But it's hard to pick, you know.
It is hard. Ayuk's he got paid and just has been a ghost, dude. Fucking the Homer Simpson meme, him going to a bush, dude. Just got his money and fucking hiding. Struggled against the Patriots. Like, this hasn't been like that tough of a schedule, aside from maybe the Jets. So I don't know. That's disappointing for sure.
Hugo, trade me Ayuk.
Ayuk.
His price is very low right now, I'd say. So this is the time to buy it. If anyone wants to get Ayuk. Though Hugo's probably not buying it. Trey Tucker's been low key pretty nice past couple weeks too. I don't know if you guys have seen this guy. With Devontae Adams potentially leaving, he could be another pretty high spot in his team.
Well, Hugo has like a 0 draft picks this year. So 2nd and 5th. That's it.
He only has 5 in the next 2 years. Not no first in the next 2 years.
Oh,
I would say if we're talking about bright spots too, just sticking with the Vikings, dude. Aaron Jones has been fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, he's been
Honestly,
nasty.
I think Mark Andrews has been a real bright spot on his team as well.
yeah.
Achane been nice. Aaron Jones,
And
Addison's been solid. Oh, actually, Addison's been kind of.
Addison basically just played one game and got 2 touchdowns. So
yeah,
Dude,
one rushing, one receiving. So
he got a touchdown within like the first minute of the game. It was insane.
yeah, doesn't seem like he's lost a step at all. That offense is just clicking and scoring touchdowns. So,
like
I think
Kyron
Addison
Williams
is going to be just
getting
fine.
more touches than fucking like a Bijan. Even he's getting like 20 touches a game. Number 4 running back. That's what a Bijan should be. Yeah, he was running
Yeah,
actually pretty good.
and to start the year, like there was all the concern because they put him on like punt return, right? Didn't they? Or was it kick return? And then they were just saying like, oh, no starting running back ever gets put on punt return, and he's just been sick, dude. Exactly what you want, right? What you would expect for him to be playing for where you would draft him. So,
Yeah, and he drafted him in the 5th round, so that's pretty good hit on his part.
yep,
All right, that's
that's a
enough
slam
of
dunk.
Hugo's team there. Go
Is it
to
is he the second best in the league right
um
now? Is his lineup?
no, he's not. I won't even say he's the 3rd best in the league.
Oof.
Hey, but he's the
Sorry,
Hugo
Hugo.
league.
But he is 3rd, just in standings. But I don't think that's gonna. Obviously gonna hurt him
I
next
know
year coming up
if
on all the injuries he has.
if history has anything to say with it, he's probably going to finish like 5th or 6th because that's what he always does. Hugo, hey, maybe you'll make the playoffs and win your first playoff game. Maybe,
Maybe not.
probably
We're gonna
not.
get more of the same.
Probably not. Yeah. Also, I'm wearing this gator hat because Lana Del Rey married an alligator like boat tour guide, and I'm hoping that it will improve my luck to marry a cool celeb.
I hope that works out for you, bud. Interesting. But yeah, Marty's 2nd place. He's definitely had some good. See, he's been pretty healthy for the most part. I don't see too many glaring. Like on your IR, Dylan and Mitchell are there. That's nothing too crazy. That's nothing to be concerned about.
Yeah,
Especially compared to
people.
last year,
Again,
they're
I'm
getting
getting
killed.
players that are getting concussions a lot. So it's just like a week or two injury. So nothing too severe.
Concussions, who cares about him?
The go, yeah, dude. Ask Tua if he cares.
Yeah, Saquon's been a huge bright spot in your team. Number 2 running back, number 2 overall fantasy player.
He's nasty.
Yeah, he's Eagles
Look
are
how many touchdowns he has already, dude.
match made in heaven for him. He's got 5 touchdowns in 4 weeks. It's pretty good. And they're just. I mean, this is his game script here, getting worked out. But yeah, getting 20 touches a game at least every week, as long as they're in it. Trying to find the biggest surprise here. I'd say Brees Hall's been a disappointment for you. He's still 13
I would
running
say
back,
that too, but he's still doing really good. So it's like,
Yeah, he just had. I mean, they just got like they couldn't get anything going against Denver, so that was just negative for him. But I am a little scared because of the that rookie Allen is getting worked in more and more, and he looks good,
yeah,
honestly.
that's what I was gonna say. Braylon Allen's been getting more touches, and that's only gonna cut into Brees Hall's work and his value. So I
And
think we're
Braylon
gonna start
Allen's
to see
only
that.
20 years old, dude, and he looks huge in the backfield, dude.
Yeah, he's a
He's
freak.
beastly.
He's bigger than Hall, and it's definitely more of a power runner.
He runs fucking hard too. Yeah, he scares me a little bit as a Brees Hall owner.
are you
Stephon
disappointed with
Diggs.
Eckler? Out of curiosity,
I would say last year, yes. This year, I think I think he's been okay. That's totally okay for like flex numbers, honestly. Like if I can
He's like a
plug
third
him
down running
in,
back at this point.
yeah. And I think
I was
and
pretty happy. I think you gave
he got
me.
knocked out. He was having a good game in his last one, and he got knocked out because of a concussion. So,
Hey, but Marty,
I'm pretty optimistic about
who
it.
cares?
Yeah. And I
Uh,
think your
I was happy.
boy
I'm pretty
Robinson
sure you
is
gave me
hurt.
like a first, second, third for that guy.
I think I just gave you one first for him. I'm pretty
No, you
sure.
give me.
First,
Heck,
third, and a second. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, wow. Yeah,
Then
it was a lot.
and that's when like I was going on my fire sale. My big like I think I fucking traded Kamara to Vince, and that didn't work out so me, but
Yeah,
whatever.
He might be the RB2 right now.
I think he's RB1, honestly.
He might be. Oh yeah, Saquon's too. So yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I'd say guess the disappointment though. Gabe Davis, wide receiver 80. Like you'd think he'd be in a pretty good spot there with Ridley leaving, and maybe he plugs in as the wide receiver 2. But
I
it's
think
been
Jacksonville has just been
Brian
shitty as
Thomas
a
is.
whole. Brian
Yeah,
Thomas
Jacksonville's
is
just sucked too. But Brian Thomas emerging definitely has hurt Gabe Davis's value.
yeah. Gabe's
He's
always
just
been
not
the
someone you can
2
start.
though. No, not
Yeah, but
really.
I feel like
You feel like Joe
started him
Burrow.
sometimes here and there, like last year, and I don't think you can start him this year. Joe
No, he's
Burrow.
definitely.
Yeah, are you happy with Joe Burrow? Like I think
Um,
in my opinion, he's not a bad
honestly,
quarterback to have, but he's been kind of the last. I guess actually now that I'm looking at the last 3 weeks, fantasy wise, not terrible.
This is gonna be undisappointed for you.
yeah, I would say Richardson is more disappointing. Joe Burrow, like historically, has had rough starts to the year, so I think he's just going to get better over time.
And another question: how do you feel about having that fucking sexist piece of shit Harrison Butker on your team, Marty? Defend him.
Well, he might be going to free agency next week because he's on bye. So if you know,
That's the wrong answer.
if you're into that,
Oh, I'm gonna drop him because of that.
if you're into that
If you
kind of
put him in
stuff, you
free
might have a
agency,
chance to pick him up.
I'm gonna pick him up and change my name from America's Sweetheart to Harrison Butker's Kitchen.
uh, I you know I think Drake
I
London
gotta
has been
say,
a bright
as a
spot
fellow owner
too.
of the league, it actually pisses me off that you're a sexist piece of shit.
Dude, pick him up, dude. He'll be a free agent next week. He could be yours, or you can
Pick him
trade
up.
for him
I'll
now.
pick him up just to bench him to teach him a lesson.
Yeah,
Um,
Marty, you also you got theirs next year. Okay.
No, I think Marty, I'm speaking for him, but I think Marty will be disappointed if he doesn't win this season.
Yeah,
that's,
he's
I mean,
definitely in the
I'm in
has a
the
chance
hunt
of beating
this year,
Vince.
so
If there's
I
anyone who has a
think
chance of beating Vince, Marty's up
Marty's
there.
season will be chalked up as a big old disappointment if he doesn't win.
I was 1.5 points from beating Vince last week, that was a huge L on my part because I think, and
First off,
honestly, and for the league
you
because
played me last week, so already wrong.
the following week,
Well, the previous week, because the following week is the future.
the following week in the past.
The previous.
But yeah, I think me losing to Vince there was kind of a huge blow for me and for the league because we
How do you
need
feel about Worthy now, though? Your Worthy stock went up.
it did go
Yeah,
up.
dude.
It did go up. I still think that um I'm you know, I'm still a little hesitant a little bit about the Worthy situation because I feel like they probably are gonna bring in another receiver at this point. But
Guy, goddamn Moore. This is
they
his time to shine.
You still have him
I
on your
think
team?
No, I fucking dropped him, Matt.
Okay.
Jesus, that man was the biggest
because
disappointment.
now
Yeah, he's a bum.
it's basically Worthy and Juju and Sky Moore. And I mean Worthy's good enough where he'll probably end up getting
The
touchdowns,
fact that
but
you even
he's not.
added Sky Moore to that conversation was wild to me.
Well, that's
You're
who they
forgetting about
have.
Justin Watson, actually, Marty. So
I'm just saying those I think are the top three on that team, and two of the top three are terrible.
I
So
guess who has Justin Watson? Me.
yeah, how many targets is he getting in a game right now? 2?
I mean, he wasn't really playing. Now he is. He's at 69% snap count last week.
Yeah, that's not bad. But I still think they're probably gonna look to bring in another receiver
Oh,
at this
Marty.
point.
Oh, yeah,
They
I
need
agree.
they
You
need
like
to.
what he wrote? You haven't seen this yet. I'm a
Very
Brooklyn boy
very cool. No more brick, is that what you said?
now. Well, I know more Brick, but I'm also a Brooklyn boy.
Oh, very nice.
Brooklyn. All right, let's see. Let's move on here to God. Benny's team.
The super team.
Let's get this over with. Yeah, obviously no one's surprised here. Vince is at the top. That was only a matter of time. He wasn't for a little while. Hugo was, but that's short lived and Vince is back. I think he rides this out as one for the rest of the year. I play him this week. I hope I can beat him for the league and whatnot,
Dude,
but I
he
don't see it
has
happening.
3 first-round picks next year. Like,
Dude.
there's got to be
So
collusion. There's got to be
two in
collusion.
2026 too, and then 2 seconds next
He
year.
has like a sex tape of Dylan or something like that. Like, I just don't understand.
He's
What
coercing
is
him,
happening?
blackmailing him. That's certainly possible. What's Dylan? If you're
Dylan,
in
what
trouble,
kind of
dude,
geeky shit are
reach
you
out to me.
doing?
just let it release so the league can just watch it already, dude. Please.
Yeah,
And
we'll watch his Dylan sex tape if it means Vince is no longer going to
Hey,
be
if it
getting
releases, I
fucking him on
promise I
trades.
won't watch it.
I might.
um
Let's see. So it's hard to talk about anything disappointing on
Yeah,
his
who's
team
his
right now.
biggest disappointment? The fact that he couldn't swindle out another first-round pick from Dylan?
That's probably got to be. He hasn't swindled anyone this year, really.
What?
That's been good. Maybe I was gonna say Cole Kmet's been good. I'm trying to find a loser on his team. Oh,
Dude, he has
Kirk, maybe.
Mason too. Like, what the fuck? Perfect storm.
Yeah, Christian Kirk, who Vince would never think about starting
There's
anyways this
Nabbers,
year, is been
neighbors,
a
Nabbers.
disappointment.
What the fuck? Like Jesus.
Nabbers, #1 receiver, #1, and he still has
That was
Marvin
kind of
Harrison.
wild though. Last year, I was actually kind of annoyed. Like, I really like Kincaid. I was big on Kincaid last year. But Vinny got him.
Yeah, he's been pretty good this year too. Nothing too crazy, but tight ends
Nothing
just haven't been great.
crazy, but
Biggest surprise might be Jordan Mason, dude. #5 running back, and he wasn't even on anyone's radar.
I was
think
kind of surprised, dude. He's a handcuff.
Vince picked him up at the end of free agency last year, dude.
Yeah, that's a smart move, but it's not like I'm surprised that like Christian McCaffrey's handcuff goes off.
Well, I don't think he was necessarily the handcuff last year. He emerged as to be the. I think Elijah Mitchell was originally the guy you think to be the handcuff.
I see what you're saying.
And then they've drafted Garendo this year too, so it's like he emerged from that the running back room and is the #5 running back in the year. So that's pretty surprise for like just picking him up in free agency. That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Like Jigba's been kind of a disappointment, honestly. Like he's gonna start in lineup, but I would think like at this point he's
Yeah. Look at snap
more
count though.
involved,
He's out.
but-
He's out on the field like always.
yeah he's always on the field, but
That just
he
Lockett
did
is
have
still.
16 targets in week 2, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah,
But it seems like he's just not going to be consistent. That's what it is.
that's probably because the New England probably was.
The
Just,
wildest
never
thing
mind. I was
is
gonna say-
Vinny's quarterback situation. Like that I just noticed this literally like maybe a week or two ago. I was looking at his team and I saw that he has fucking Watson, Love, Prescott, and Jackson. I was like, Jesus Christ.
There's not a single hole in Vince's team. He does not need anything else on his roster, guys. Stop doing trades with him. Whatever he has on his roster, he has to bench a lot of good talent. So let him bench that talent. Let those points go to waste.
Dylan, let the tape release.
Chances are he's going to start the wrong guy in a few given weeks, and that's the chance to beat him. So, but
Well,
Okay, honestly, one more thing I'll add about Vince is for the first time in like months, I went on my not months, but like weeks, let's say. I went on my Switch and I saw he was online on the Switch playing Diablo 3 on the Switch, Vinny. What the fuck is wrong with
On the
you? Get a
Switch.
PC or some shit. Like what? That's my one fault with
I
this
have-
team.
I have
is
Diablo
playing
3 on my
on the
Switch.
goddamn Switch.
it's Diablo 3, right? Not Diablo 4.
Yeah,
Dude,
I
I
don't think
heard-
Diablo
Diablo 4
Vinny and
Diablo 4.
Vinny, hey, Diablo 4 DLC is coming out in like a month or two. Let's play it. Vinny and I played
I did
Diablo
see
4
that.
together.
It does look cool.
He was my companion. I got so addicted to that game, dude. Like I literally played that game for like
Is there
I played it
crossplay
for
on that for PC?
I have no idea, but he has a PS4 and we could crossplay. I played that game for like a month between November and like December. I put in like probably
Fun.
6-7 days, never touched it again. But for that month, it's the first Diablo game I've ever played.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah,
It's a
but
grindy game, but like your
I
first
was
like
loving
playthrough,
it,
it's
dude.
addicting as fuck, and I don't know.
Dude, I
But
would
like
like
after a while, I just get burnt out, and I'm done with it.
Oh yeah, like I went home for Christmas and I'm playing like I'm like streaming it on my iPad.
They're good games, though.
And I never played it again, but like I just kept doing dungeon raids with like higher people and I got like the gear I wanted and I'm like, what do I do now? And they reset your character every goddamn season. So it's like I'm not restarting it. But Vinny and I had a great time doing that. So hey.
Just if you guys want to get an idea of what Vince's value is for his bench players, he was trying to get a second-round pick out of Steve for Alexander Madison, so I thought that was pretty.
That's the wildest thing. Like Vince sends the worst trades. So like why is Dylan sending him first? There's gotta be a nudie tape.
If anything, make Vince send you shit offers, and then try to swindle him. Like that's the only way we should be trading with him.
Yeah, but now at
You
this
don't-
point, Vince isn't really desperate for anything. That I think at
He's
this
not.
point,
So he's like trying to squeeze a second out of Madison, who's like not even top 30 running back.
if anything, maybe he needs like an extra running back at this point, just in case somebody goes down. But he's still, I don't know. The receiving core is just so good that even if he doesn't have great running backs, he'll still be totally fine. Do you guys want to see something funny too? Just go to next matchups, Matt, next week. and look at Vince's matchup
For week 6.
for
Look at
week
me.
6. No.
No, I thought that I was gonna like. that's
What the fuck?
Look at this matchup, dude.
Wait, but like, does he have buys in? Hugo
Hugo has like every player on a bye.
Every player on his all of his best players are on a bye,
So
basically.
he's gonna plug in Jalen Hurts there.
Yes, but
So he does have. That's gonna be a tough lineup for him to sit there.
that is going to be an ass whooping, dude.
Yeah, that's another win. So he's got me, then he's got Hugo. So he's gonna be 5-1 after the next 2 weeks here. Yeah, he's got smooth sailing the rest of the season. I don't think he's too worried about anything. He's probably just setting his lineup and sitting back and watching us all get fucked by him, enjoying it. The fucking mastermind that he is with trading and drafting.
Well, hopefully the trades stop because Alex is out of the league. And Dylan, I don't
Please
know.
stop, Dylan. Please stop.
Please.
Just stop making trades.
Just don't. If you're going to trade, it's fine. Just don't trade with Vince anymore.
Vince and Steve is who he keeps going back and forth between. Just goes give Steve a hand
Steve's
job. Goes
surprising
give
because
Vince a blow job.
Steve also sends out terrible trades. Like
Steve tries to get everyone on the cheap. He's not. He's a discount buyer, dude. He looks at, oh, this player's hurt. Well, how cheap is he? Okay.
well then why does he trade to Vince all the time?
Who? No, I'm talking about Steve. Steve and Vince don't trade, do they?
Oh, I thought okay.
I don't know. Vince has Steve's first next year, but I'm assuming he got that from Dylan. But I'm not sure.
I think actually Steve traded for Nick Chubb. That's
I feel like most of Steve's trades are pretty reasonable, and I feel like I can't wait. Like, didn't Steve and Brian swap their first? That is awesome.
Yeah.
Wait, so Brian's first when we were going through this thing, Brian technically doesn't have that first, or no, he does, right? Because I already traded.
He's got a lot of firsts next year.
Steve's
And
first.
Steve's
So Brian,
first.
they already
26
made that
27.
trade, right? So like,
Yeah.
it's already reflected.
Well, at least it wasn't for this year because Brian is definitely going to lose to Steve this year, but he has a chance next year, obviously.
I think Steve's gonna be.
Yeah,
This is you, Brennan. This is all you, Brennan. Look at this.
yeah, dude. Wait,
Number
go
one-
down to the
number
go
one
to
fantasy
that.
player on Vince's team. I mean, you got a bunch of
Yeah.
picks, but I think he moved back in the first, right? For that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with it, but like, I honestly thought he was gonna. I
Fall
did
off.
not think he was gonna do well last. Like, I thought for the most part, I traded Cup, Eckler, and Kamara last year, and Cup and Eckler, that was perfect timing. I didn't want to make the same mistake I made with OBJ, and like I held on to OBJ for too long, and then it's like I couldn't do anything with him. I am surprised Kamara is still fucking producing these like numbers.
That might be one of the worst trades to ever hit this fucking lineup too.
Nico
What?
Collins.
Vince got
number
Nico
2 receiver.
Collins.
He's number
And
Oh wait, go
James
scroll down,
receiver.
scroll down to that. Danny, you're such an idiot, Danny.
Yeah, fuck you, Danny.
No,
Fucking
what the hell are you
idiot,
thinking here,
Danny.
Danny? What the fuck? Who's this Abe Berrigan guy too? What the
Oh
fuck?
my god.
How could you make that trade, Danny? Terrible.
Do you even watch football?
All right, that's enough. Ask us. I don't have much negative to say about this game. It's hard to find anything. Yeah, good stuff. We'll go for bold predictions here, then we'll wrap it up. So
I don't know if it's some. I kind of already said a bold prediction. I think Dylan makes the playoffs.
okay, that's pretty bold, I would say. Trying to think. For bold prediction
Hey, is it a
here-
bold prediction to say that Brian doesn't make the playoffs, or is that just like
Not
expected?
anymore. Yeah, at this point, it's expected.
Okay. Yeah, no, I figured as much. That's why I didn't want to say it.
I think Brian is the last place team in this league. He finishes
Uh,
last.
My bold
Wow.
prediction is actually Jess finds a ton of porn on Brian's computer when I ask her to search for his fantasy players.
You're gonna cause him to get a divorce, bro. Also, bold prediction: Brian's still using that AI subscription service.
That's
so.
not a bold prediction. That is just obvious. Like, dude, I've had this conversation with him. I've had this conversation with him in the past. How can you ban it? Like,
He needs to show me his subscription
there's
set
no
is
way you
active
can
or
ban it.
inactive.
He's already used it. like you can say like, oh hey, like I'll trust you on your word. Yeah, it's all fucking like rainbows and sunshine, but like there's no way to actually prove that he's not using it. And he knows that. He's
Here's a way
using
you
it.
could prove it. You could definitely prove it.
How tell me how.
Shows me his profile or whatever, his subscription, if it says inactive or active on it.
Yeah, he's not he would never do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
If
not
he
gonna
doesn't,
show
if
that.
he would never do it, then he's doing it. Then it's going on. That's still.
That's like guilty until proven innocent, Matt. That's not the country we
Yeah,
live in.
this isn't a fucking legal system, bro. I don't know. What do you want me to say? He's
That's
using it.
all I want
That's
to
what I
say.
think.
No, he is using but that's not a bold prediction. That's just like, yeah, obviously he's using it.
If I bold the prediction is Brian's breaking the rules.
My
That's
bold prediction is that after all the fuss that Hugo said about being ranked 2 and how he shouldn't be ranked number 4, that he finishes worse than ranked 4.
that's honestly not a bold prediction at all, dude. Hugo's average
he's
is
fucked on injuries right
5.
now.
His average is 5.
He's
like,
ranked 3.
who the fuck cares?
But
Like,
I'm just saying that's my prediction that he is outside the top 4. I would say that's pretty
Can I
bold.
pin this in the chat? Like, can someone find my chat where I literally spent time like adding up. I did the averages of Hugo seasons and my seasons, and it's got to be like at the I think week 1 or like
How do you
before week
see
1.
league
You should
history?
pin that, Matt.
What?
Whatever I typed out like the averages that Hugo finishes every year. Every year Hugo says he's gonna win, and then every year he barely fucking makes the playoffs. Or if he does make the playoffs, he loses. Like I'm in the wrong league.
So your prediction, Marty, is he is not going to be ranked 4. So you're going to say he's going to be close to not making playoffs then
Yep, I would say he's 5 or 6.
on a fringe team, like 5 or 6.
Yep.
Matt, can you scroll up? You don't need to do it now in the podcast, but like just spend some time scrolling up to the week 1, and can you pin my chat where I said what Hugo's average ranking is? I'm looking at it right now. I'll be able to tell you when it is. Actually, this is gonna take forever. I've been scrolling for 10 seconds. I'm only at 16 days ago.
Are you talking regular season or
No,
just like
all time.
Yeah,
It
it
adds
does
up.
take a while to go back in this. Even
I
though-
did I can't pin anything, can I?
No, I'm not doing this right now.
Well, I'll send you a picture of it. And then you can pin the picture I send.
Yeah, Hugo sucks. We already know this. He's
I
way
know,
worse.
that's what-
He's
that's what-
he's way worse than he thinks he is. All right.
I just want, yeah, okay. There we go.
same with Brian, dude. He's way worse than he thinks he is, dude.
Well, no,
Ranked
Brian
number
is
Way
five.
worse than he thinks he is.
Brian knows that he's bad because he texted me saying that he's in a rebuild.
How ironic is it going to be that he ranked himself 1 and finishes last?
That's
That
not
is
ironic.
going to happen. That is going to happen, and he's going to wear a dress to the draft. next
I
year.
would be shocked.
That would be
if
amazing.
Brian- Well, the good thing is, guys, since I moved to New York, I've been like pretty unhealthy, so I got some boobies if I come in last place. So you guys got
Hell
something-
yeah,
Oh,
dude.
hell yeah, dude.
you guys
some
got
B
something
cups?
to Google at when I'm in that dress.
Yeah, got some Sean C cups there, dude.
Are we gonna?
That bad?
Is he
I don't
gonna?
have the Sean. Like Sean has like the 40 like snow cone boobs. I don't have those, but like
Sean's had those since he was like 18.
I know, but you know how if you watch like a movie in like the 20s, they all have like the fucking triangular titties. That's what Sean has. I don't know why that's like a funny thing.
You can
but it's
poke an
like-
eye out with one of those things, dude.
Yeah, I can't do that yet, but one day maybe.
No, Sean's.
Yeah. yeah. Oh,
All
wait.
We got our bold predictions in. Did you say you already said yours, right, Brennan? Let me get this in.
Yeah, my bold prediction is that Dylan, you're making the playoffs, you sly dog.
All right. Are you saying I missed playoffs then?
No, I don't wanna get into the weeds of who misses it, but
Okay. All right. Well, that is the episode, fellas. This has been a long one. I apologize if it's been too long for
watch
listening
it
in one
at
sitting, but
2x speed.
yeah, you can watch it in 2 times speed. But we'll check in another 4 weeks here. Hopefully, we get another new face on. Would love to see Brian on. Maybe he shows his face for that one, but who knows? Probably not because he's terrible and is afraid to talk about his team
And he
on
cheats on his
live
wife.
podcast. Whoa, dude!
Whoa, dude. Whoa.
I'm just kidding.
Jesus
Brian,
Christ!
You and Jess are lovely. I just think you should stop using Fantasy Pros.
Agreed.
Brian's
It's not
gonna
helping
listen
anymore.
to this in the car with Jess, and that's
Jess, let me say this is preference. Brian would never cheat on you ever, and that's the truth.
All right, we'll end on that.
yeah.
Well, actually, I want to end on again. First time caller, long time listener. It's been a pleasure. I would love to come on again. Thank you.
Maybe later in the year, maybe at the playoff preview or something. Who knows? Maybe we'll get like
Yeah.
some group of 5
I'll
on or
be a
something.
playoff color commentator when I don't make it.
All right. All right. Well, good shit. Good to have you guys. I'm gonna stop the recording here. So till next time.
Adios, all.
Peace.
Peace.